All right. Kind of want to get into a topic today. A little bit of background about myself. I am 27 years old. I have a 5-year-old daughter who's going to be 6 in a couple of weeks. And I am also with child. Second child. I'm having a boy. Basically, I came on here to kind of talk about my journey right now as a single pregnant mother. And I know everybody looking at me like I'm crazy now, like, oh, blah, blah, blah. You know who you had a baby by, and this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 blah. Like, okay, whatever. I'm not really the type of person to go do what I do, be grown, or whatever I want to call it. And then when I get pregnant, you know, like the A word, get rid of it. I'm not that type of person. I know what I did, and I'm definitely just not comfortable with getting rid of my baby. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against people who, you know, are able to do that. Like, your body, your, you know.
Yeah. Let's stop it for a minute. So we got this young, what's she? Oh, semi-young, what's 26? She got one kid and one on the way by two men. Be beautiful women. And they give Nug Nug the freshest squeeze, and they don't understand there's no get backs or playbacks, or you have no more lives. This ain't a video game.
And it's balance. This is balance. Why are men and women not the same? How and why is it easier for a man to be able to regroup from making a mistake and having a child with the wrong person? Because men have to go out in the world and gain their value. Where these sisters, you born with it. Thank the Lord. It's a heck of a head start. You born with your value as a woman. You don't have to go out there and earn it. You're born with it. You just got to hold on to it. And it's over. She relinquished it young. She ain't even 30 yet. She has relinquished her value to these nug men, and they don't know it. Ain't no way heck she knew what she was doing. Again, may not be her fault, but it is her responsibility. And can't nobody help her live out this hell she done created.
So what you got, HQ? What's your take?
I mean, it's a sad state of affairs. I mean, if I could have did it over again, I would never have done it. If I had thought about it, I would never have been a single mother off initially. I would never have done it. I understand. I see how hard it is. I understood how hard it was. I just happened to marry my husband when my kids were 1 and 2. Okay. So I wasn't a single mother long, right? But these women have children. Their child is 5. Then they get pregnant again. Then they get like boom, 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 right? When you already know how hard it is, you already know it's difficult enough to find a man when you have one child, but then you have them one child, then you get pregnant again, child 16, have another child that's 8. What's going on? Okay. I mean, what is going on? When I can understand you making a mistake, and I get it. I made a mistake. I'm not going to make a mistake again. But in this day and age, 2024, people don't get pregnant by mistake. There's too many birth controls on the market for you to get pregnant by mistake. People say, oh no, I'm the exception. My birth control didn't work. We get that. That's a small percentage. But the rest of you all who use birth control, you more than likely won't get pregnant. You more than likely will be able to control your reproduction. And that's the whole point. The whole point is
now
you want to get married.
What's the side effects? Now, what's the downside? Because it's not all positive. Now, tell them everything. Educate them.
Of course, it's not all positive, but there's different methods.
Well, listen, I'll say this. I'll say you might not get pregnant while on birth control, as you were saying. The probability goes down. But now you might not be able to get pregnant once you get off of it because you done messed your body up. You might, have cancer or something else wrong with you.
There's different ones that you can. There's different
ones.
I
say you might have some long-term side effects from doing this. So it's not all just, okay, this is a protection and you're going to be good. It's not a glove.
No, the man has to wear a glove. The man has to use his protection too, just like you got to use your protection. You're doubling up. If you double up, the chances of you getting pregnant are very slim. If you double up, he double up, you double up, and you don't have to worry about that. There's side effects. We get all of that. But if the side effects are not for all women, there's certain percentage of women that have side effects. But you have to try specific ones.
You know we ain't talking about all issues. You know we
right.
Ain't,
so I'm saying you have to get the one that's right for you. That you have to figure out the one that's right for you.
Or as we say, that's HQ's method, or as me and Mr. Walker say, keep your damn legs closed. You ain't got to worry about no side effects.
Amen. Amen.
Ain't no side effects when you keep your legs closed.
How long do I keep my legs closed?
Till you find a husband.
Now, can we not? You know what? Look at you like. You know what?
I'm not. No, that you know that's not a. You know that's not.
I understand they might not practice it, but that's the message. It is what it is. If you can't meet the standard, if you fall short, that's on you. But the standard is the standard.
Nug is having sex with somebody. Men are having sex with somebody.
See, you can't. You say that. Who controls access to hunting?
I'm being practical.
Just
one second. Don't have sex. That don't. It's not logical to say that.
It's 1 second. It's almost Christmas, and you know what I want for Christmas. Everybody do. I want Heathen Queen to answer one of my questions directly. So I'm gonna try again. Who holds access to hunting? Simple, easy answer. Who controls access to hunting?
Women.
So there you go. Why can't we start there? You control it. Just control it. Say no. There's so much power in saying no. Maintain your value. It's a beautiful thing. And then you wait, and then Mr. Six Figures gonna come out of nowhere.
I would say there's a step before that. Start with the parents. As I say all the time, it depends when you raise your kids at. So we can't just be you raising these women in the hood around promiscuous men that's trying to sleep with them at all times. Like they don't stand a chance, most of these women. So they can't say no. The pressure is applied from the age they turn 12, 13. The pressure is on for the rest of their life as long as they're in the hood. So it is what it is. You can't stop raising y'all kids in the hood. Give them a better shot.
But it doesn't matter whether they raise them well or not. When they hit 18, they're adults. So you can't tell adults you cannot tell adults not to have sex.
That's true, but you can't say that. Still to this day, I can hear words of my mom ringing out, and from coaches telling me not to do things. All right, and I still believe them. I was a dare kid.
Right.
All right. So people told me I grew up in a projects around drugs, and I refused to really have too much to do with them, even though I was amongst it. So we can't say and tell these kids or tell parents or to be parents, don't do your best to raise your kids up right, because when they turn 18 or get outside your house, they're going to do what they want. That's true. They are going to do what they want in HQ, but still yet we got to do our best.
Answer this question. Are the boys, wait a minute, hold on. Let's talk a minute. Are the men going to stop having sex? The boys going to stop having sex?
We're gonna teach our sons to have some couth about it. It's gonna be good.
You're gonna teach the men not to have sex, and then
the problem is 70% of the kids are being raised by single moms. So
it has nothing to do with single moms. It has
who's
nothing
gonna
to
teach
do
the
with
boys
that.
if it ain't
it's
a man?
Biology. It is biology. It has nothing to do with single mom or single dad. It's biology. When somebody told you not to have sex, you went and had sex anyway.
I didn't. My father never told me not to have sex. He wasn't in the house. If he was, I probably would have been on a better path. We can acknowledge
you can be on
that.
a better path all you want to, but you still
sit up here. We don't sit up here and act like single moms can do this by themselves. They cannot. They will fail every time.
Sex has nothing to do with a single mom.
We said needs to be a man in the house, a husband.
You have to come from the angle of, I know this human being is going to have sex. Just like I wanted to have sex, this human being is going to want to have sex. But I have to protect this human being if they do that. Everybody wants to say, if I give them birth control, they're going to have sex. If I give them birth control, they're going to have sex. They're going to have sex anyway. So you want them to be.
Here we go. Check this out. I heard what you said. you said we wanted to hunch, so they gonna want hunch. Now, two things can be true, but I know we grew up in an over sexualized environment. If as long as we don't bring these other kids up in these over sexualized environments, they can't miss what they never been exposed to. They can't be overly curious about things they haven't been exposed to. So like it really does start home. Yes, they're gonna have urges, no doubt. But we all know the dangers when you expose to hypersexual material or just hunching at a young age, like a lot of us young men. It's different. These kids, it's a totally different ball game. So I can't sit here and say I used to say that.
You think a kid that is raised in a 2-parent household, they get told that no, we ain't having sex, or we don't get horny, and we don't do all that.
No, you stop. No, I never said that. I never said, oh, we don't get educate them. Yeah, you feel these urges, but educate.
My point exactly. You know that they're going to experience sex at some point. That's the whole point of protecting them.
There are no guarantees.
We don't want kids to have sex.
Listen.
We know that they do have sex.
We are about probability over possibility. So we can't live in a world where we're trying to get 100%.
Well, we can't live in a world where we pretend like they don't have sex.
We don't. So we can't live in the world. We can't live in that same world where we acting like that and leave them unsupervised all the time. We can't live in that world.
So you have to protect them as well.
That's what we've been saying.
We agree. I just happen to believe that they should be protected even further. They should be made to make sure that they understand what birth control and things are.
We never disagree with that. We never disagree with that. But you're saying
tell them not to have sex when we know that that's what they're going to do.
Well, yes. See, now that's where the disconnect. We educate them about birth control, but yet still don't be out here hunting.
Telling them about birth control is not giving them permission to have sex.
I didn't say that.
Y'all come across.
I'm saying we are also telling them don't be hunching. So if you got to administer birth control for precautions, I understand. We ain't living in a fairy tale world at the same time. The message is still keep yourself to yourself. Birth control or not.
Of course, that's the message. But I know that message does not resonate when you're biologically.
It don't matter. See, that's an issue. We feel that's a feeling. We feel it's not gonna resonate.
Change biology. I'm not gonna change that.
You gotta have.
I'm not gonna change that. That's all.
All those religious folks out there, where your faith at? You got to have some faith. Plant the seed, let it grow. You may tell a kid something and it look like it go in one ear out the other. Deliver the message with genuine loving intent and let the seed grow. They may not listen to it. They may even say, I'll get out my face. But they heard you. They heard you. We were all kids once. We all did it. They heard you. They're gonna lay down. It's going to be playing in their head. They can't get away from it. It's simple. Just say it. Don't be hunching. Scare them straight. But
it depends. It still depends where you raise them. You can say don't hunch, and they walk back out into the project hallway. All that go out the window. So, like I said, it started at the beginning. Don't have kids until you financially able to take care of them. Put them in a good situation. If not, what you see on the screen is highly likely to happen to your daughter. So,
just because you date a guy, I don't know, like. It's so much. Y'all said so much in that going back and forth. I with HQ, my mom did the same thing. When I started talking about sex, she put me on birth control. And there are very many forms of birth control, and women don't have to ingest anything. They can use a female condom. She obviously didn't know how to put one on for herself after having her 5-year-old, because now she's pregnant again. And I don't think she's 26. I think she said she's 27. And that resonated with me because at 27, that's when the baby switch went off in my mind. And I was like on my husband, like white on rice. Like, I need to be pregnant tomorrow. Like, I was a broken record. Like, I had to have a baby at something happened.
Well, she had a baby before that. This is her.
Right.
So, yeah,
but I can understand where you're not finished yet. Like, you're not finished with the need to want to have a child. You should have a husband while you're doing that. This is wrong.
You do what you do for your body. Like, that's just you. I'm just not the type of person. And of course you don't think that, like, oh, you get pregnant when you're with your boyfriend, you think that you want to be together, you know, you want things to work out, and when it don't, it's not like you get rid of it, like, or something. I don't know, can't really explain it, but yeah, I'm not getting rid of my baby. I wasn't gonna get rid of my
This
baby
a kid.
because I thought, you know, hey, we're gonna be together, we're gonna make this work. Unfortunately, it didn't. Cool. I would honestly say that this is not what I wanted. Like, I wanted to be married or engaged when I had my second child, because the first one didn't work either. Yes, I have 2 baby daddies. Yes, I'm a statistic. Yes, yes, yes. All your questions, yes. But y'all not gonna get on here and make me feel bad. Like, I know what I did. Okay, like, whatever. But I know I'm not the only person that's going through this. So that's why I honestly came on TikTok to talk about it, because pregnant and single is, like, by far one of the hardest things I've ever encountered. On top of being a mother, on top of working full time, like, oh my God, y'all, this is hard. This is, like, really hard. And that's why I came on here, like, mostly to vent, you know, and then sometimes it'd be a lot of uplifting uplifting people out here. But yeah, pregnancy. And then you see everybody, like, when they're pregnant with their spouse, and they're doing all the pictures, everything looks so cute, and you just like, oh, like, I wish that was me. Like, yeah, that's me right now. Very emotional, very wish that I had a boyfriend, very wish that I was with the person that I had my child with, you know. You wish that, because that's what you want. Like, you want to give your kids a 2-parent household. Yes, I wanted all of that.
So here we are. Like she said, they just be talking, and like I said, a lot of times growing up in the hood, like, she had that baby so early, was getting sleeping with Nug so early, they can't think forward. They caught in the moment and stuck in darkness
for indefinitely, man. And it's unfortunate for these post sisters. Shout out to our brother Ellis. What do you call them? Beautiful fools, man. Shout out to the beautiful fools out here, can't get right. This sister up here, it's like, oh, you know, this is what I wanted, so I did it. It didn't work out, but it's cool. They can't finish sentences. They end sentences with, yeah, so, yeah. Don't end a sentence with yeah and so or and. My goodness. That's why I say these are children, not trying to be disrespectful at all, but the mentality is very much childlike. Sitting there clapping your hands and just saying yeah, and want people to trying to figure out what you was trying to say. That get on my nerves. I don't know what you were saying at all.
And watching other people go through it, I just be like, oh my God, like, y'all so lucky, because being single, it's just like so many emotions.
Ain't got nothing to do with luck.
Go through, you just like by yourself. Like, don't get me wrong, family and everything is very important. Family, friends, yes, love y'all down, down. Like, y'all have been my support system. But it's different when you have the male figure that, you know, that you share the baby with. Like, it's so different. It just feels different. Like, at the beginning of my pregnancy, I did have him. You know, we was good. We was working through everything cool, but just things, you know, didn't work out. So, decided to split up or whatever, mutual feelings. Like, we both decided that it was for the best. Yeah. I do want to say that to my other mommies who has a toddler and who's pregnant and working and just basically trying to make sure everything is okay, like, mommy guilt is definitely gonna kick your butt. If it's not already doing so, it's gonna get to you. Don't let it get to you. Like, try your hardest to fight through it. I know it's hard to say this, but, like, I'm literally experiencing it. Like, you gotta fight. You gotta fight. You gotta fight, babe. You got to, because if you stay in your head, like, thinking about all the stuff that you could be doing, or you feel like you're not doing enough, whatever, ma'am, you are one strong individual. You're doing this by yourself. Like, you got this. And not trying to take credit from people who do have their spouse. You're a strong individual as well. Trust me, I'm not trying to take away from motherhood. No, we all some strong women. You got a kid, step kid, whatever. You're a strong individual. But my message is really just pinpointing out to single, pregnant women, whatever, even if it's your first, or if you already got a baby. Like, this is hard. It's not no game. It's not no joke. Like, we really out here fighting for our lives.
I know that's real. So, but like HQ said, keep having them babies. I mean, I don't know. This is wonky.
What's her message? She said she just trying to come up here and rant and get some kind of, emotional support. I get it. Listen to her cry. Young ladies that have not made this mistake. Here she talking about fighting. Motherhood, if it's a fight, it's supposed to be the mom and the daddy. It's me and my wife against these kids, all right? Playfully, all right? But it's this against them, it's us against them, not you by yourself. Them kids gonna defeat you by yourself. I assure you that. I'm sorry. Though not one single adult stand a chance against 2 or more kids. You good luck. Good luck. They gonna break you down. And that's why she's saying it's a fight. She on the edge of her sanity. Young ladies, don't do it.
You gotta at least, I mean, if you have one, maybe you might have a shot. You might have a decent shot. But when you start having them right in a row, back to back, every 4 years, every 3 years, there's a problem right there. The further you get from being not having any kids, the more difficult it's going to be for you to get married to somebody. Okay? It's going to be very difficult for you to marry someone. Because I didn't know it was this many women that didn't never get married, but got a whole bunch of kids. Had gotten pregnant and had kids, and they're not a grown and looking for a husband, and the kids are older. I mean, it's difficult.
It's millions. It's millions.
That's crazy.
It's millions, HQ. Millions.
That's crazy. I mean, I just happen to get lucky. I know how lucky I am. I get it. I'm totally and completely lucky, right? But I was determined to correct whatever issues I had.
There you go.
So I
there you go. You care. You gave a dang knee. They don't care. Right. She not sitting here telling herself that she did nothing wrong. HQ, that's the problem. She's like, I'm doing everything right. Everything's okay. We split up. It was mutual. Right. This is a normal way of life. And in the same breath, this is hard. It's a fight.
Right.
Just devastation. But it's okay.
Right.
No, it's not. She had no one else to go to but the internet to vent. Does that sound like? And then she up here talking about seeing the happy couples. I know that. I said that. Man, my wife be out and Bonquisha got the nastiest glare and the nastiest underhand comment. I can't stand it. Y'all look cute together. Shut up. We don't look. Ain't nothing about me cute. I swear, I hate that. Y'all look cute.
Oh, yeah, and in the chat they said, and in chat somebody said, so HQ used to be a single mother. Yes, I was a single mother. My children were 1 and 2, and then my husband came along, and by the time my child was 3 and my other child was 2, we were married. Okay,
that was a different time in history. Men were taking deals back then. Right. Nowadays, if you got one kid, it's pretty much over for for about 90% of y'all. Once you have that one kid, a respectable, resourceful man showing up, it's unlikely.
Right.
That part.
And we got this. Stay strong. Everything happens for a reason. I know y'all don't want to hear that, but it does. But mommy, we got this. We got this. That concludes my little rant. I'm gonna try to get on here and do a daily journal every day, just to check in with my fellow females. Yeah, it's kind of helping me too, because I don't got a lot of people to talk to, so coming on here talking to y'all is kind of like stepping outside of my zone. I wouldn't do this normally, but I had made a post on Facebook and it got so much love, y'all. It got so much love, so that's why I'm like, maybe it is somebody else out here that would like to hear my story, or I can hear y'all's story. I'll talk to y'all. I don't mind answering questions. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for y'all. That's it. We got this, y'all. Bye.
So they got this. At the end of the day, I said this earlier, these women, their situations are so bad, they can only be optimistic. It's like a man that's in jail for 50 years. Every day he think he gonna get out or he gonna get an appeal. And you know, you gotta just be optimistic for the rest of your life, I guess.
The only thing you can do, the only thing she can do now is get herself educated, get herself in a better position to be able to support her children with a little bit more money. That's the only thing she can do. Because if you expecting a man to come along, you're just gonna get pregnant again, and it's gonna start all over again. What you need to do, this is when you get the tubes tied, or you do whatever you need to do not to have children. Then you buckle down, start making more money so you can raise and those kids with a little bit more resources.
You go.
So you can put the kids in a little bit more activities, have the kids have a normal life instead of living in the project. But if you don't make a concentrated effort to do that, you're just gonna be right in that same circumstance. You're gonna be one of those statistics. Of course, like I said, I was lucky enough where I had graduated from college, right? Then I had 2 children in college with my college boyfriend. When we graduated from college, he didn't want to get married. Okay, fine. So I take myself home, do what I got to do. And then that's when I met my husband about 7-8 months later. And then we were together ever since, 30 some years. Okay, so you have to make an effort to get out of those statistics. You can't just keep falling into them, having baby, then another baby 3 years from now, then another baby 3 years from now. No. Do what you got to do on that first kid. If you can do it on that first kid, pull it tight, snatch the waist, do what you got to do, put your best foot forward, and pray and hope somebody can give you a husband, give you a mate that will help you out of this jam. But if you can't, you got to make money to raise them kids out of the ghetto.
He said pray and hope. He said pray and hope, huh? Yeah, you know what? I don't know about that part, but yeah, I agree with the work harder, bring in more resources, sacrifice, straight up, just do it. It's over. Don't be worried about your appearance. Get 2 jobs, go from one to the other, come home, allow your kids to see what it does to make this. Let them see you downtrodden. Let them see you grind, and don't make it look pretty. Make it look stinking bad, so they know not to do it. And atone. Maybe some good will come from your atonement.
So I'm gonna let this sister go here. All right, not everybody is part of the sisterhood. She got her message.
I don't care what any baby mama say. Having to raise your kids by yourself is not a flex. And this is coming from a single mother. Listen to your sister. Don't let any baby mama deceive you into believing that being a single mother is more convenient than being a wife. You hear me? When I was pregnant with my daughter, I went through the whole pregnancy by myself. Ain't nobody going me to no appointments, no baby shower, no gender reveal. When my water broke, I got us to the hospital and from the hospital. And I can go on and on about my baby daddy. F my baby dad. F my baby dad. But I slept with him. So what kind of woman did that make me? A crazy motherfucker. Okay? You way too beautiful, way too smart, way too intelligent to be going through something like that. So live your soft girl life. Ain't nothing wrong with saying you too good to be a baby mama. You right. Because us strong black women not strong because we choose to be. We strong because we have to be.
Yeah! Boom, shakalaka! Shout out to Bonquisha coming up here with a little bit of transparency. You know, she can joke and play with it because it's rough. It's even rough on her. As much as she can be sarcastic, it's rough. That pillow was soaked that night.
Man, that ride, your water done broke, and you ain't got no family, your man there to be all nice and cutesy. Well, come on, babe, I got you. She had to get in that Hellcat and do the dash to the hospital herself. That is devastating. And then after, baby, now you got to go home by yourself? Man, I couldn't imagine going to all them doctor's appointments by yourself. You ain't got no ring on. And they be asking her, do you know who the father is? That's wicked. Oh, that's hell.
What about the car seat test? Like, she had to do that too by herself? Like,
all by herself. All by herself. Like not no mama there, mama-in-law. You see what I'm saying? When 2 resourceful families get together, even one, all right, man, things make a lot more sense. and these women can be in a feminine state, you know, and they dive in a feminine, whatever they want to call it, state whenever they pregnant like that. Like, shouldn't no woman be halfway moving like no big strong boy when they pregnant? That's driving a car with the
I
water
would say
boat.
the one thing. Well, I think I told you all that whenever I was pregnant, my husband didn't want me to work. He always took on another job, or he always took on longer hours at work, so I would not have to work. The whole point is you're supposed to be protected when you're having a child. I have seen women work all the way up until 9 months, or when they're about to have the baby. Ain't no way no woman should be on her feet like that. You should have somebody protecting you. You should be under their cover so you don't have to do all of that, right? So it's like, look, if you don't understand what it means to rest in your femininity, be able to have a husband, take care of kids. The whole point is, you single women, it's not a flex, like she said, to be single and be a mother and be do you know how embarrassing? Even it's secondhand embarrassing for me when I see a single woman who's pregnant coming into the job at 9 months pregnant. I look at them and I say, ain't no way I would have a man's baby and he not gonna take care of me while I'm pregnant, and my feet are hurting, my back is hurting, my legs is hurting. I want to be at home to have this baby comfortably, and I'll be doggone if I do it single. Ain't no way in 2024 I'll be having nobody baby unless you got a ring on my finger. Ain't no way. You should be pregnant this time. This time you shouldn't be pregnant. See it.
Shout out to the brother Jay Gray. He says women love hunching too. They won't close their legs.